Hey James, this is probably going to be a two-parter video in response to your atheism, theism, and properly basic video series, the two videos that you posted a couple days ago. Um, I want to get a few things out real quick and reel things in just a bit. The only two things I was trying to establish in my original video was that atheism is making its own claims about reality, not merely denying pre-existing claims of theists. And because those claims are absolute in nature, that would mean they would bear some sort of onus. They are absolute because they are denying that intelligence caused the universe at all. And what's really important about a claim like this is that we don't really have a way of knowing this. And again, I'd like to back up what's important, what's crucial about that is because either the universe was formed by intelligence or non-intelligence. Those are the only two options we're facing here. So that's why that's crucial. Now, if there was multiple options, it wouldn't be as important to note that. Now, there's a couple things I'd like to add to that. Anytime that you are in a position of attempting to persuade, you bear an onus simply for the fact that you are attempting to persuade somebody. Here's where it gets crucial again, and this bears no reflection on whether theistic ideas are right or wrong. But it's important to note that most of the world's population is theistic, or in some smaller sense, deistic. Atheism is a minority, so automatically out of the gate it will meet resistance. And just for that fact alone, it's going to bear an onus, because you're going to have to persuade people that don't feel as you do. So, and again, I just want to say that it has no relevance on whether it's right or wrong. I'm just showing the scenario that you'd be dealing with your position. Now, I also want to strongly assert that atheism is not the default state. Ignorance is, and let me show you why. If you take the extreme technical definition of atheism, which means lack of belief, well, then you'd also have to apply that definition to cars, trees, babies, buildings, etc., in an absurd, extreme sense. And it's kind of, I don't think that's what you guys would mean. That's not really, that's not good. That's not a good argument. It's not that logical. Now, again, that definition is true only if you use the term atheism as a description. So, in describing things, you can say that door is atheistic, my guitar is atheistic, or that building or that person is atheistic. They lack a belief. I don't think that's the real definition of atheism. Now, let me show you why. If you use the word atheism in its true sense as being defined as a position one holds, the default state could not be atheism. It would be ignorance. To hold to atheism as a position, you must first hear about the concept of deity to decide whether or not you reject or accept it. If you have never first heard of the deity that you do not believe in, you are ignorant and cannot hold a position. Now let me back this up with a real-world application. Do you even remotely know anyone who is an atheist but has never heard of the concept of deity, but still calls themselves an atheist? That's the important part. They'd have to call themselves an atheist because it's a position. I can't ascribe a position to somebody. Positions are ascribed by the individual. So that's, again, and so in that scenario, it's impossible. So positions are held by the individual as a conscious choice. So what good would it be to be an atheist if you don't realize you are? Now, both you and I know that atheists know that they're atheists. So, and I also want to say that to wrap this up basically in one statement is atheism as a definition does not mean the ignorance of deity. It means the rejection of deity. You have to first hear of the concept